I was working out this morning and I was listening to this Jordan Peterson YouTube video while I was doing my thing. And he said something pretty cool. And I thought I would jump on here and just see if maybe an episode was in there. He was saying, if you don't know what to do, just pick something. I think he was talking mainly about career-wise. So, and it made me think that I've talked to a lot of people that they talk about how they want to do their own thing, or they want to have like a little side business or something like that, or they eventually want to have their own business. And this can also apply if you're creatively stuck too. Like say you're getting into graffiti or you want to change your style or something like that. I think there's some things in here that could apply to that as well. And so what he said was just pick something. You know, you could spend a lot of time trying to analyze all this sort of thing and try to figure out what you're into. And I'm part of several entrepreneur groups, and I see this kind of questions pop up from time to time. So I know there's a lot of people out there that are like, I want to do something, but I don't know what to do. And I think that was just such a good answer, to pick something. And he also said, like, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to choose and commit to a lifetime career of something, but you can choose just something that seems interesting. Even if it doesn't, just take like a course. And so as I was thinking about it, he said, like, you know, you could take a 6-month certification or an online course or something like that. And I was thinking about this website called Udemy, udemy.com. And there's probably a bunch of different sites like this, but this is one that I'm familiar with. And so they have all these courses on there. And I was thinking, like, that advice could be so easily utilized in this day and age, because there's so much information out there. There's a lot of free information too, but there's something to be said about you put more value on something that you pay for. So like say if you're like, okay, I'm going to pick something and I'm going to commit to it, and then you go on YouTube and you find all this free information, that's a good way to go for sure. But at the same time, if you pay for something, then you have skin in the game. I feel like it's easier to stay committed to finishing whatever it is that you decided to do because you paid some money to do it. That being said, this Udemy thing, there's always like all these, you know, they're constantly running these specials. So you can get like courses for like $15 or something like that. And so when you go on there, let's say you wanted to learn something in the design area. Like if you hover over the design thing, they have web design, graphic design, illustration, design tools, user experience design, game design, 3D animation. If you click on any of these, there's just countless things on there. You could choose one of these things and just commit to finishing it. And then once you're in there, you're going to learn whether or not it's something you're interested in, and you're going to gain something from it. You're going to gain a lot from it, even if it's not like, let's say you choose to learn something about 3D animation, and you get a trial version of some software or something along those lines. Whatever it is you choose, if you finish that, then at least you've accomplished something. There's something to be said about that, even if you're not going to use it. So you go through this course. You know, the other thing that I realized is, like, there's a lot of things that you may not even know. You're not going to know what you're interested in until you actually try it. Like if you sit there and go through your mind, would I like that? It's kind of like going through your mind and thinking about food and making a decision whether or not it's going to taste good before you ever even tried it. Like, so I found a lot of times there was things that I wasn't interested in. And then when I really started digging in, I was like, you know, actually I kind of like doing this. This is something I want to pursue. I mean, that's one benefit. The other benefit is if you go through and do something, learning is good for you. So even if you're not going to really use it, I mean, it's not you didn't waste your time. You made your brain better, you know, like your brain literally gets better when you're learning shit and you're solving problems and you're making connections and stuff like that. So there's a lot of benefit to that. So, I mean, let's talk about just art or graffiti or whatever. Let's say you're stuck with your graffiti and you don't know what you want to do. You could just go on and take a calligraphy course. Maybe you're not even interested in calligraphy at all. There's no reason why you can't just go in there and try to learn it. The thing is about calligraphy is I don't I don't know a lot about it, but I do know that that's the foundation of letters. So, I mean, you could learn a whole lot by doing something like that. You could go all these different kinds of paths. You could, even if you're not a character person, you could take a course on drawing characters, like cartoon characters or fucking anime or whatever is like stands out to you, or video game characters. You could apply that to your graph. Maybe you become a character person and you never even thought that that's something that you would be interested in. He also brought up something cool that I actually read in a book called Psycho-Cybernetics. Your brain is going to want to solve the problem. So like, let's say you're going down, you decide to do this and you just pick something. You're like, I don't even care about this subject, but I want to just learn about it and see if it's something that maybe I could pursue as a side business. When you set a target, your brain is going to constantly be trying to course correct as things go off and on. It's like in the book Psycho-Cybernetics, they talked about it as like a torpedo. Your brain functions in the same way. So the torpedo knows where it needs to get to, but when you launch it, there's all kinds of other shit that happens. There's probably like current in the water or whatever, all these kind of different reasons why the torpedo would go off course. But it's constantly correcting. It knows where it needs to end up. It's constantly correcting, and then it makes its way to the target. So your brain is the same way. So even if you're choosing something that eventually you figure out that it's not something you want to pursue, another thing Jordan Peterson said was, you got to make sure you're not just copping out and saying, oh, I'm just not interested in this just because you don't want to finish doing the work. Like, you need to commit to finishing it. But he said something kind of interesting too, that he said you got to, like in the beginning, one thing you can do to protect yourself from that is make a commitment and say, look, if I'm going to bail on this early, I have to commit to doing something that's harder. So then when you do make that choice, like say you're halfway through a course and you're like, I don't even want to finish this shit, I'm not interested. You have that commitment that you made to yourself that if you're going to bail early, now you have to do something that's even harder. So that'll kind of help you really navigate that decision on whether or not you want to jump ship on that, or if you want to just finish it out. I would say just finish it. I mean, you don't have to commit to like some 5-year, fucking commitment or whatever. You could do like a course that could take you a couple of weeks. There's no reason not to finish it. So back to the torpedo analogy, I got a little off track. So even if your target is like to learn, say, web design, and you're finding that it's not something you're interested in, even if you find that that's not something you want to do, the work that you're doing, learning and stuff, there's a possibility that that's going to lead you to something else, that may lead you to something else, that may lead you to the target that you really want to hit. So I thought it was really cool. I could see that being very beneficial. And I do this from time to time. I jump on, I'll take courses. I'm doing it right now on marketing, trying to learn how to get better at that. It was never something I was interested in, but I decided I'm going to try to learn about it because I'm in a business and marketing is important. So I've been diving real deep into that. Like, that's why I haven't really been talking about new books that I've read, because everything I'm reading, I'm committed to reading about marketing, and I don't really want to talk about marketing on this shit. It's not something I'm interested in talking about, but I did make a commitment to learn about it, and I don't know how long, 6 weeks in to learning about that. And, I'm enjoying learning about it. I'm not going to become a marketer and change my business to becoming a marketing guy or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Maybe I will. I don't think so. But the point is, I made a commitment to learn about something, and I actually am enjoying learning about it. And when I heard Jordan Peterson say that, I thought it was pretty cool. And I have heard this come up a lot. So I thought maybe I'd throw that out there and see if maybe it was helpful to you. So yeah, pick something, finish it, see if you like it.
The most common go-to when we think of these kind of things is like, how can I improve my entire area quickly? How can I improve myself like right now and just make it so? That's the whole thing, is coming to terms with the fact that it's just one little fucking thing at a time. It's just like coming to the conclusion like, okay, so maybe I need to improve this. Maybe I don't know that. Maybe I could be a little bit nicer to this cat. Maybe I could try something new in a positive way, and this, like, just start. just get it started, like we discussed with this show itself. Like, just fucking turn the fucking on switch and do the next right thing for the next right reason also, and see where that fucking goes.
All right.
Appreciate each and every one of you guys who are supporting the cause and continue to spread the love. And yeah, stay up.